Brian Von Vier here, your favorite Ohioan voice actor. Before we begin, we wanted to let you know once more that we've got a giveaway going on, tied in with Easy Dice Roller. Be sure to click the link in the description to find out more on how to enter for your chance to win, and to follow us on Twitch for more information. Now, back to the video. DMs of Reddit, what is your best dungeon? Part 1. Before we get into the video, we wanted to let you know that there's a giveaway that consists of $180 worth of awesome stuff going on in collaboration with EasyRollerDice.com. All you need to do to enter is click the link in the description below or in the pinned comments, follow us on Twitch and Twitter, and of course, visit the EasyRollerDice.com website. You can find all the links in the description or in the pinned comments as usual. Now, back to the video. Manahold Castle. I like that name. In my homebrew world's lore, the city of Manahold is the city of mages and is ruled by a king who sees sharing knowledge as the ultimate form of cooperation. As such, the city's castle doubled as a university campus with several towers and offices that studied the 8 schools of magic. However, during a crisis, the city's defenses, golems that could absorb magic, were turned against the people, and the party was hired to go deactivate the defenses, while the professors got the people to safety. However, the only way to get to the defenses' controls was to get a key from each of the 8 towers and venture into an underground bunker, effectively turning the city into a dungeon where they had to go from tower to tower solving puzzles while avoiding the magic-absorbing golems that were roaming the city. As you can probably guess, the puzzles were each based on one of the 8 schools of magic. Evocation Office, an element-themed puzzle lock where it opens when the element's weakness is applied to the correct symbol. Fire, water, earth, wind, and lightning are the symbols on the lock. Water beats fire, lightning beats water, fire beats wind, earth beats lightning. Earth is the exception, and the answer is blunt force. If an incorrect orb is applied, an attack is launched at the target that deals 2d6 of the opposing damage type. Transmutation Office, a small hole in the wall that only a small snake would be able to fit through, and grab the key. Attempts to break through are met with a cone of cold spell. Necromancy Office. A tree is half dead inside, a circle that guards the key. Entering it immediately kills any organic entity and must be retrieved using a non-living item. Abjuration Office. The key is hidden within an anti-spell bubble. Any spells or magic weapons prove completely useless. A completely normal item like a dagger will pop the bubble without issue. Conjuration Office. The key is one of several tiny conjured automations. You simply need to ask it to go with you. Divination Office. A plaque lies on the desk reading, "The key to seeing the future is to look past the path laid out for you." The key is hidden behind a painting of a forest path. Enchantment Office. A simple safe hidden behind a portrait with a password, the egotistical professor's name. A wrong input puts the target under a hold person spell. Illusion Office. They actually have to find the key disguised as something else, a writing quill that's in plain sight under illusion. Once the keys were gathered and they headed underground, they were confronted by the villain who unleashed the monster locked away down there. The final boss was a homebrew monster of mine I can best describe as Eldritch Kirby. Ooh, spoopy. As in, it could redirect attacks by eating them, take in the abilities of monsters it eats, etc. On a volcanic island in the southern seas, held as an adamantium mine by the Council of Magi, there lies the Color Vaults, named after Color the Goblin who originally discovered the location. For centuries, the structure, which had an abundance of adamantium in the makeup of its walls, was mined out and extracted before the team found a heavy vault door, and the mine's foreman, a middle-aged human man named Giuseppe, called for adventurers to brave the deep. Meet the party that answered the call. A once human warforged who's now a gunslinging eldritch knight. A Triton artificer wearing an antique diving suit filled with water. A Githyanki cleric who was time-traveled out of the distant past, and a half-elf ranger who once served in a war versus the Council of the Magi. They stopped and decided to check out the mines before they pursued their true goal, the activation of an ancient gateway on the island that enables travel to other planets in the solar system. The party entered and Giuseppe joined the group in their explorations, stating that he himself was once a modest adventurer, and after breaching the vault's door, the party found a massive ship's wheel parallel to the ground with an arrow atop it, with 4 orbs of different colors, one red, one blue, one yellow, and one green, placed on pedestals in the 4 corners of the room, alongside a door that leads into a hallway beyond. The party decided to turn the wheel and turn the arrow towards the green orb. They suddenly felt a fresh breeze coming from the hallway before they were attacked by invisible stalkers. One relatively easy combat later, they decided to clear the floor before messing with the wheel further. Looking on, they found one currently open green portal in a side room filled with corpses, labeled as Contact in the language of the cleric's lost people, and 3 portals in colors corresponding to the orbs in a room labeled Containment. The artificer also determined that the facility was falling apart after being abandoned for so long, and if the party took too long, the place would collapse. The only way to potentially clear everything was to do it in one go, without rests. The party turned the wheel to the red orb and explored the corresponding red portal first. There, they found the living quarters of the original occupants, alongside a prison where they had a captured red dragon and fire giant that they experimented on in the goal of making them into an ultimate weapon. And the party managed to find some consumables to help them, though they still haven't found a use for exactly 219 fire giant toes. They also learned that this place was run as a black site by the cleric's people from an age-long past, where powerful entities were contained. The party did not encounter the fire giant or the dragon, finding them missing from the prison, bars long since broken. The party then explored the yellow portal, finding themselves in an underground jungle temple long overgrown by plants. After a brutal ambush by horrid creatures of tumorous flesh and bone wearing the armor of the former defenders, they encountered a control room where it was found that this place was meant to contain an eldritch god that alters the mind of those that witness it to believe its presence to be normal and even comforting. Distressingly, they found containment had long since been breached. The god has the same name as the world's moon. After that revelation, they decided to finally deal with the green portal, from whence the invisible stalkers came. Inside, they found a platform where trade was conducted with a group of extra-dimensional entities from the ethereal plane that build constructs to interact with the material. They offer the party an amulet of planes, incredibly useful, but not directly necessary for the party's goals, and wait to see what the party had to offer in return. The gun-slinging Eldritch Knight makes a convincing argument that before you buy any form of transportation, you take it for a test drive, and she requests to do so with the amulet. Thanks to a feat granting expertise and persuasion, she got a result somewhere in the mid-30s, and despite their reluctance, they agree that such an idea seems reasonable. She then immediately teleports herself and the party back to a teleportation circle they found in the dungeon, and shut off the portal just in time to bisect one of their constructs coming to collect them. Finally, the party came to the blue portal. Giuseppe, the mind foreman, had been helpful if a bit odd during their explorations, and as they stepped through the blue portal into a small room and a demi-plane filled with water, Giuseppe says, "Ah, we're here," and vanishes as a massive creature made of eyes and teeth approached the observation deck, only to say, "Ah, hello there," in the foreman's voice. It turns out that the helpful foreman was actually a convincing illusion created by the bored mind of the sleeping aboleth, named Omnipath, discreetly working to ensure the mining didn't destroy the facility, and functioning as something to focus on for the entity otherwise imprisoned for centuries. It was contained here to function as the basis of the ancient people's magical internet, as spells to get in contact with a specific creature were much more available to the common people than equivalent spells such as legend lore, and by feeding the knowledge of their entire people into an entity with perfect memory, they could share knowledge magically with ease. However, it rendered the aboleth a valuable target to strike, so the true nature of the magical internet wasn't widely known. Omnipath has been trapped here since the ancient empire's fall and requests their freedom, to which the party agrees after some negotiation. However, as they do, an antagonistic group the party had fought with previously teleports in, seeking to capture and use Omnipath for themselves. Led by a rebel mind flayer with the support of 2 psychic warriors and an intellect devourer piloting a construct, negotiations break down and the party has a tense battle with Omnipath on their side versus the enemy agents, but leaves victorious after securing Omnipath's freedom and favor. Finally, as the party leaves, the facility is collapsing and they manage to escape, just in time to see that the facility's collapse has provoked the volcano into erupting, and in turn, awoken a fire giant riding an adult red dragon that had built a lair inside the volcano. The party sent their NPC allies to activate the gateway they had come here originally to do so, as they held off the dragon/giant duo to buy the townsfolk time to escape, but ended up being caught within 2 fronts when they learned that the gateway connected to the moon, the same one they now knew was an eldritch god. Now, being caught between an erupting volcano and horrific parasites invading from the portal, the party managed to just barely defeat the dragon by getting the fleeing ships to fire their ballistas as they left, and judicious use of terrain and control spells, before they sabotaged the relic gateway to be a one-way ticket to another plane to escape the rapidly oncoming lava flows. All in all, I think that's probably the best one I've run that wasn't just stolen from a video game. A sewer system under the capital city inhabited by various homeless citizens and gang members. The party was escorting an old city druid and a party member named Veer through the tunnels and muck to bypass the security and police on the surface and reach a railway that would take them to the allies in the south of the country. The catch was, the party was entirely made up of rats. Every player had a rat assigned to them. I asked them 3 questions. What does your rat look like? What is your rat good at? And what is your rat's personality? They got to name their rat and control their every action through custom character sheets. My players had a blast and had to solve puzzles with water pressure and steam pipes. There were traps, sewer creatures, criminals, and a small security detail at the entrance to the train station to deal with. The other part they didn't pick up on until the end, the rat they were escorting, Veer, was actually a character from the main campaign who had died and been reincarnated through dark dealings with their patron and the help of the druid. But the only viable body the druid had was that of a rat. 3 weeks after the dungeon, a smelly man in a robe with a party of rats shows up and claims to have their dead companion in his bag. Good times. Hey everybody, Brian Von VA here again, checking in after the vid to make sure everyone's doing alright. If you like today's set of stories, then please leave a like, subscribe, and if you haven't, make sure to ring that bell so you can get notified whenever we post. If you want to submit a story yourself, then please check out r/MrRipper and throw one in there. And stay tuned on our Twitch or Easy Dice Roller website if you want to know more about our giveaway. Links are going to be in the description below. Now, using a help action, you can always come say hi to me, Brian Von VA, over on YouTube, and over there, I voice some of your D&D characters and stream a lot of games. Right now, it's still a crazy world out there, so I just hope that everyone out there is staying safe and being as happy as you can be. Make sure to talk to your family and your friends as often as possible, even giving them a 5-minute call on the phone or an email. That's all you really need to do to make sure you stay in touch with people and to keep pace with everyone. And if you ever need to talk or rant, hey, the comment section is definitely open. We're all here for you, we all love you, and we're all telling you that, hey, the world's gonna get better. You just gotta keep holding on. Be safe, be happy, and we will see you next time.